so I can share it out later. And I'm going to mute everybody, and then we'll go. All right. So first of all, hello, everybody. Thanks very much for joining me and joining each other. 5 o'clock on a Friday. I know some of you guys aren't on the East Coast, so whatever time it is where you are, I appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me and with each other to go over some results and have like a little mini celebration of the Backyard BRRR. I hope everybody had a wonderful time. I know I had a great time. I tell you, as a race director who doesn't often get to really ever get to participate in the events when they're in person. One of the nice things about putting on virtual events is that you get to be a participant. And so I really had a great time participating. I had a lot of fun with my daughter, who ran with me every single night during January. My wife and I went on some great runs together. And so it was really cool to be able to experience it along with you. So the way this is going to work, I'm going to share my screen. I have a presentation. We're going to go through kind of like the high level stats and then we'll go over sort of who won each category. And I have some giveaways at the end. And that's what we'll do. So I am going to do my best. Half hour, 45 minutes. If you've been on these things before, you know that I like to talk and sometimes I go long. So I apologize about that in advance. And I won't take it personal if you drop off. There you go. All right. So I'm going to do my best to share my screen here. Let's see. Tim Hughes, I can see you. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can see that presentation? Awesome. All right. And I'm going to do this and do this. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Yeah, we're just going to run it this way. You guys can see that, I think. Awesome. All right. So here's what we're going to talk about. We are going to do quick thank yous, big picture results. I like GWiz statistics, so I'll give you some sort of big picture numbers on sort of how things went. We'll talk about Homestretch. And Chris, if you wouldn't mind, you want to say a couple words, I would love for you to tell people about Homestretch. So when we get to that point, I will prompt you, and if you would be so kind just to say a few words to let folks know all the wonderful things that Homestretch does, I would appreciate it. I'll talk about our corporate partners who were absolutely wonderful for this event, and then we'll go into results at the individual level, team results, and then we'll do some giveaways. All right, so thank yous. So first of all, I want to say a very sincere thank you to everyone for their support of the event and support of EX2 Adventures and support of Homestretch. Thank you for being engaged with the event, not only by like participating and spending time outside in the month of January, but also by posting pictures online, whether it's on Facebook or whether it's on the Run Sign Up page, or whether on social media. It really, these virtual things, you know, one of the things that makes them work and work well is when, you know, people post pictures of kind of what they're doing, because even though we're spread across the country and around the world, it really does make us feel connected. So I appreciate everyone who did that. It really adds a lot to the event. So thank you. I also want to say thank you for inviting your friends and family and coworkers to participate in the event. Obviously, the more people we have participating, the more fun it is, the more money we're able to raise for Homestretch. And so I really appreciate you helping to spread the word. We're very, very grateful for making the event as successful as it was. So thank you. All right, big picture results. So we had 950 people participate, 33 states, 6 different countries, 118 teams, which was awesome. So last year, if you guys participated, I didn't cap the team size. And so we had, I think Julie Peasley's team had like, I don't know, 75 people or something like that. And so one of the things that I wanted to do this year in order to sort of level the playing field from the team competition is limit the team size to 10. And so I'm going to send out a survey early next week asking for some feedback. And one of the things I'll ask about is team size and teams and that sort of stuff. So if you have an opinion on sort of how it went, please let me know. Everyone crushed it in terms of miles. So this is something I watch kind of every once in a while. I pull the data and look at sort of like the total number of miles, just because I think it's really amazing. We had over 107,000 miles collectively. That is a long way and really, really impressive. Almost 25,000 activity submissions, which is like ridiculous. So thank you for taking the time to submit your activities. I know I reported this a couple of times during on my Friday emails about the percentage of those outside. So this last time I looked and I think the first couple of times I was doing it by miles, but this one I did it by just activities. And I looked and I could tell if it's an activity, if you have the word outside anywhere in the comment, I counted it. And so 55% of the of the activities were outside, which was awesome. When I was thinking about the format of this challenge, so we've done a handful of these since May of 2020, and I have to say the virtual stuff was really one of the silver linings of the whole sort of COVID experience. I want to do something different. Last year we just did like a 25-mile challenge, 50-mile challenge, 100, and so on. And for various reasons, I sort of wanted to continue the multi-sport element of it. And also, I thought it'd be really cool to try to challenge people to do something every day in a month that's typically like super cold and maybe snowy or whatever. And so that's where the idea came from, to sort of, hey, try to get 31 miles, try to do 31 activities outside. And maybe we'll do the same thing next year. Maybe we'll tweak a little bit. And again, if you have feedback, please put that in the survey that I send out next week. Push-ups. So push-ups started, I think this past July we had, I know one of the challenges, I think that's where it started. And it was sort of like a little side sort of thing. We may do something different next time, but 128,000 push-ups. So that is a lot. And when you see some of the totals that a few people came up with, you'll be like, how is that even humanly possible? So 128,000 push-ups, which is a ton. So then I looked at how many people recorded 31 or more outside activities. Now this is everybody who reported, and they had to write the word outside. So I would bet that it's a lot higher than this. We had 164 people do an outside activity at least 31 times in the month of January. And then people who recorded 31 miles outside, 473. So amazing. Now, in terms of the miles breakdown, this is always interesting. So we had 107,000 total. I'm always intrigued about sort of like, are people just like riding their bike a ton, or they're running or whatever? It was almost, not quite an even split, but as you think, most of the miles came from, or the highest percentage came from biking, which is not a surprise. So we had 41,000 miles biking. Next, biggest amount was running, or 30,000, and then closely followed by walking. Now, I have to say, the first time we did this challenge, or we did a challenge where we actually allowed sort of like walking and biking and running, I was actually surprised at the amount of walking that was going on. And I'm a firm believer that walking is like one of the best exercises that you can do, not only because you can do it, hopefully late in life, but it's just a great opportunity to sort of get the blood flow and keep moving, clear your head, and whatever. So it's so awesome to see so many walking miles out there, because it is important from an exercise perspective. All right, let's see. Homestretch. So we had 484 donations, and that totaled up to about $23,500. So last year, this event raised, I think the total was about 13,000. This year, we doubled that total, which I'm absolutely thrilled about. I'm going to talk about our corporate partners in just a second, but one of the thoughts one of the goals was to really increase the amount of fundraising that we're able to do for Homestretch. And so when I thought about how to do that, getting corporate involvement, I was hoping would be a good idea, and it turned out to be to work. Of that $23,000, over $10,000 of it came from our corporate partners, which I'm very, very grateful for. So the way EX2 contributes, some events sort of do a per dollar participant sort of donation to the nonprofit. What I've done for all my events, even my in-person events, is basically take whatever was donated by the community, add at least 10% to it, and that's what we did in this case. So EX2 is adding a $3,000 donation on top, which brings the total for this event to $26,513. Since May of 2020, our events have contributed over $70,000 to Homestretch and over $100,000 to our charity partners all together. I'm incredibly grateful for everyone who made a donation. Know that the money goes to a wonderful place, whether it's Homestretch or one of our other charity partners. And so thank you for doing that. And Chris, I'm going to see if I can find you here, Chris. And
I'm here.
Chris, oh, hold on a sec. I'm going to try to see if I can do that. Hopefully everybody sees Chris spotlighted. Matt?
Great.
Yeah, good. Chris, please tell us just briefly about Homestretch. And I know that I'd be grateful if you did that.
Andy, thank you. And thank you to everyone who participated. We are really thrilled and grateful for your support. Briefly, the mission of Homestretch is to empower homeless families with children to secure permanent housing, entertain the skills, knowledge, and hope they need to become economically self-sufficient. So we take a homeless family with kids, put them in a home, and we surround them with services designed to remove all the barriers in their path, open doors of possibility, and help them create a trajectory out of poverty and homelessness so they never return to homelessness. So we have a lot of in-depth services we provide. It's very individualized for every family. And the good news that all of you should know is that we're very successful at it. So your support leads to really profound results. 9 out of 10 families that come into our program successfully exit the program into housing that they keep, into jobs they maintain. And we've got outcome studies by universities that show that 95% of those graduates never return to homelessness, which makes us among the most successful programs for the homeless in the nation. And we're right here in Northern Virginia. Our offices are in Falls Church. And we also do all of this with private funding. Only 2% of our funding comes from government. So this kind of support from organizations like Andy's and all of you as individuals really matters. It helps families with kids change the trajectory of their lives so they can really create new lives of possibility and hope. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Chris. I have to say, so I've been running EX2 now for this is my 5th year. And one of the goals I had when I took over the company was to have charity partners for all our events. And in 2018, we had our first sort of staff get together, and I had goals I've written down on a piece of paper, getting feedback from our team. And I had a goal to generate $25,000 in a year for our charity partners. And one of the things, one of the silver linings of COVID that it provided was a catalyst to set up these nonprofit partners to our events. But I never in my wildest dreams imagined that we'd be able to collect what I think is a pretty significant amount of money in a very short amount of time. And I have to say that it's all because of the generosity of the people who do our events. And I'm very aware of that and very grateful for that. And so, we do it. I chose to do it because getting exercise is important, right? And being active is important, and seeing each other and having that community is important. But there are lots of people out there who are less fortunate than us. And I see it as a blessing that I have this platform where we can raise funds for organizations like Homestretch. And it's my plan to continue to do it. I have very lofty goals for sort of fundraising side of EX2, but I know that it wouldn't happen without your support. So I'm very, very grateful to everybody who made a donation. So thank you. I'm very grateful. Speaking of grateful, as I mentioned before, one of the things that I wanted to do with this event was amplify our fundraising efforts. And one of the ideas I had to do that was to find corporate partners. And so one of the very early adopters of that was Tucker Newberry from NT Concepts. So I know Tucker from EX2, obviously, and sort of we have a group that gets together and does some workouts together. So I mentioned it to Tucker, and from the very beginning, he was all over it. And so Tucker, thank you for your early support and believing in it. Thank you for roping in some other participants. I appreciate it. And it's my hope that this is just the beginning. So a very heartfelt thank you to the teams from NT Concepts, Vince Sheehy from Sheehy Auto Stores. Vince is also a very big supporter of EX2 and without hesitation jumped in at a pretty significant level to support the event. The folks from Highlight Technologies, Mabomo, Objective, Matt Pinkham, and the good folks from Excella, I'm very grateful for all your support. And again, it's important to realize that, so over $10,000 of the amount of money was raised for Homestretch came from these corporate partners. Not only that, they had a whole bunch of participation. So my hope from this is that not only are we raising a bunch of money for Homestretch, we're also providing a mechanism for some really fun corporate activity. And judging by some of the stuff that I heard about from particularly the NT Concepts crew, I think we were successful. So, I hope everybody who was on a corporate team had a lot of fun and enjoyed it, because that was certainly part of the intent. And so again, Tucker, thanks for helping to lead the way. I'm very grateful for your support, Tucker. Thanks. Next year, if you work for a company, you should say, hey, we should do this backyard BRRRR thing. All right, now on to the results. Can you guys see this? It might be a little bit hard to see. No, let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. Hold on. All right, is that any better? Better? Cool. All right.
Good.
So here we go. So individual. Individual results. Overall miles. So Kevin was pretty much leading the way most of the event. I was waiting for him to hit the 1,000 mark threshold, and he did that with a few days left to go. So Kevin, congratulations, man. You just crushed it overall, 1,100 miles, which is a lot. Abby won overall for the women, and she was still on her trainer the last time I saw, so she's still rolling. So Abby, 877 miles, crushed it. So congratulations, that's overall. Run miles, Jason Lilly. So Jason has done a bunch of our events. He lives out in Indianapolis. He won overall in the men for the run miles, 420 miles, which is also a lot. So congratulations, Jason. Jason's also a fan of our Silly Pint classes. So Jason, you're gonna have one of those coming to you in the mail pretty soon. And then Stephanie won overall for the women. She had 252 miles in a month, which is also a lot. So congratulations, Jason. Congratulations, Stephanie. You guys are awesome. Walking miles. This is also fun to watch. So again, something I never anticipated, that someone would walk 300 miles in a month, but it happened. So James, congratulations, my friend. You finished first overall in the walking category, 317 miles in the month of January. And I believe, you might have to correct me, but I believe they're all outside. And so congratulations, James. You won overall. And then Randy came in second and first overall for the women at a even 200 miles. So congratulations. James, and Randy. All right, riding miles. Not surprising, the two folks who won overall also have the most riding miles. So Kevin almost hit 1,000 miles, 994 miles in the month of January, and then Abby had 762 miles. So those are your top two for cycling. Swim miles. All right, so here's where the pool competition came in. So Sandy eked out Marianne at the very last minute. So Sandy finished up with 57.018 miles and Marianne 56.732 miles. So I don't know, that is about as close as you get. And I understand that there was some serious competition in the pool those last couple of days. One thing I want to point out is if you look down the team list, so a lot of the teams that did a lot of swimming are all part of a similar master's swim program. And so you have the Stinky Old Guys and Beautiful Mermaids and the Meat Grinders were two of those main teams, and they were all doing a whole heck of a lot of swimming. And from what I understand, they were also, same master's swim program, so they were with each other a lot, which I think is awesome. So thank you very much, everybody who was participating. All right, ski miles. This one went back and forth quite a bit. So Rosemary from Sheehy came in on top, 206 miles, followed by Chris, who was the top male overall. So Chris Vaughn, 197 miles. And again, Rosemary came on top with 206 miles. So congratulations. It's a lot of skiing. Paddle row. This is also one that sort of went back and forth several times. So Patricia Richards came in first, also first female, 86 miles paddling. And then Ivan Ruiz came in second with 83 miles paddling. So this went back and forth. June was leading for a while, then Christine Nichols was leading for a while. Susan was up there. It went back and forth. So congratulations, that's a long way to be rowing. I'm assuming a lot of these miles are on a rowing machine, but that's a long way to go. So congratulations, everybody. Really impressive. All right, push-ups. So again, push-ups is one where we sort of added just sort of for the heck of it. So Cody, I don't know if you're on the line, but so Cody has won this in the past, and you can look at how many push-ups Cody did for almost 15,000. He beat like everybody handily the last couple times, and then all of a sudden, June shows up, and I was like, who is this June person, first of all? So he's from NT Concepts. So I asked Tucker, I'm like, who is this guy? And I was like, and he's like, he's legit. And so I've been, I was watching, and the first, when you see numbers like this, the first thing you do when like you look at the data, you're like, all right, well, who fat figured something or who made a mistake or whatever. But I went in, and sure enough, all there. And June was rocking out like 1,300 push-ups in a day, something like ridiculous. So June, you crushed it, my friend. I don't know how you did it, but you did it. And equally as impressive is Ashley. So Ashley, I think you were on the call. You came in first for the women, 3,400 push-ups, which is ridiculous. Way more than most humans could do in general. So June, congratulations, 22,000, which is just out of this world. Ashley, 3,450, very impressive. So there you have it. That's a lot of push-ups. Team results. So we got, let's see, the last couple times we've done this, there's been a hot competition between the competing triathlon clubs in town here. We got DC Tri Club and the teams from District Multisport. And I know that they're gunning for each other every time we have one of these challenges. So first of all, I just want to say thank you to all the teams that participated. We had teams of multi-sport folks like DC Tri and District Multisport. We had teams of runners, and so thank you for sort of getting your friends and buddies together and putting your team together. It makes it fun. But DC Tri came out on top, 3,696 miles, came in first. District Multisport second was 3,200 miles. And Meat Grinders, Stinky Old Guys and Beautiful Mermaids, Old Dude Dirt Clan, the ODDC, rounding out the top 5. Very impressive, everybody. So congratulations. All right, so I also had additional sort of categories of prizes for other things. And so obviously total miles, DC Tri, Ain't So BRRR came in first. That's overall miles. But then I also looked at most miles outside. And so the ODDC, the Old Dude Dirt Clan, came in first with the most miles outside at 1,500 miles. The most running miles on a team is the Booster Shots. That's 1,313 miles. Walking, most miles for a team, Team CCC, they had 802 miles. Biking, also not surprising, they had the most miles. DC Tri Ain't So BRRR, almost 3,000 miles biking. Swimming, I think one of the best team names that we had in the competition, the Stinky Old Dudes and Beautiful Mermaids, 223 miles of swimming this month, so congratulations. Paddling, Team BRRR, 117 miles. You guys won the paddling competition. Skiing, NT Concepts, the Accounting BC team won the skiing competition, 299 miles. Push-ups, the NT Concepts worst case scenario team came in. That happened to be the one with June on it. 22,871 miles. And then the corporate team results. NT Concepts, the buddies, which is your business development crew, I believe, 1,500 miles. And I will say, I forget who was the second place, but there was an NT Concept team that was getting on your heels there, Tucker. So it was a little bit of internal competition, it seems like, with the NT Concept. So congratulations again, total miles for corporate teams, the NT buddies, and then outside miles, NT Concepts worst case scenario. So congratulations. And again, thanks for your support. I really appreciate it. All right, so let's see. I want to just do a quick shout out to some sponsors, and then we'll have some giveaways, and then we'll call it a night. I want to show you the swag too. I have it. So first of all, Sheehy. So Sheehy is offering a coupon. She's got a ton of car dealerships around. Quick story about Sheehy and why they're a sponsor of EX2. So Vince is the CEO of Sheehy Auto Stores. He caught me last year, a year and a half ago, and said, "Hey, I'd love to get involved with EX2." And one of the things that he said to me that always struck me, that it has happened, and he's followed through on it several times, which I just think is really neat. He's like, "Andy, if you ever have somebody who wants a car, just have them send me an email, and I'll connect them with the right place." Sheehy is a $1 billion company. And so with the fact that a CEO of a $1 billion company says, "Yeah, just send me an email and I'll connect you with the right person," that stuck with me, and I think that's pretty cool. And I've seen it done many times. So if you want a new car, send me an email, I'll connect you with Vince and he'll take good care of you. I just think that's neat. Athletic Brewing, I have some giveaways from Athletic Brewing. Baird Automotive, I'm going to give $100 away to somebody in just a second. Joey Baird, part of the ODDC, is a good friend and a very long time supporter of EX2. So Joey, thanks for your support. You should take your car to Joey if you live anywhere close to Arlington. He'll take good care of you. And then finally, Eric Scudder from IFP Financial. He's been involved with EX2 forever, my financial advisor for a long time, and a very good friend. I did put a link in the chat. He is going to give a couple gift cards away. I'm going to pick 2 winners here in just a second. And that's a wrap. So thank you again for participating. We have some giveaways that I'm going to do in a second. If I missed anything or forgot anything, please let me know in the chat. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. All right, so actually I want to share one thing. Let's see. So let's give away $100. So the way we did this, I hope I have it. Yeah. So I looked at everybody who accepted the meeting invite, and I took your email address because I didn't have your name on there, and I took out like the last part of your email address, like after the @ so you wouldn't get like a bunch of spam, because this is going to be such a popular video. I'm sure lots of people are going to watch it once we post it online. So whoever gets picked is going to get $100. So here we go. Very dramatic, $100 giveaway. Lisa Mackham. Lisa, I don't know if you're on the line, but congratulations. You are going to get $100 courtesy of our good buddy, Joey Baird. Thanks, Joey. Congratulations, Lisa. There you go. All right, let me go check for our Eric Scudder participants. And I will pick 2 random winners there. Let's see. All right, so we got a couple participants. I'm going to close my 9, pick 2 people. All right, Rishi Nangia. Rishi, I don't know if you're on the line, but you are going to get a $25 gift card from Eric Scudder. I'm going to pick somebody else. Julie Guy. Julie, if I'm not sure you're on the line, but you are going to get a $25 gift card from Eric Scudder. So congratulations. All right. Swag. So we are shipping or packing up everything tomorrow. Xana Adams, who's a good buddy and a member of the EX2 staff for like 15 years, she came over and helped me like tame the chaos that is my garage. And we're going to have people come over and pack 950 packages tomorrow. And so everyone is packed with a little bit of love. So there you go. So here's the medal that you guys are going to get. And it is a coaster. So it's hard to see, but I have like a bunch of coaster medals on my desk and I use them all the time. I think they're kind of practical and fun. This is the buff. I don't know if you can see that. It's upside down. But it says Backyard BRRR and get outside on it. It's very handy. And then you had a choice of shirts. And so this is the tech shirt. It's like 100% polyester and it's got the Backyard BRRR design on the front and at the back. And then the other choice was tri-blend material, which is like a soft synthetic fabric. And that's what this one looks like. It's a little bit hard to see, but it's a little bit sort of like a heathered dark blue color. But they're both nice. So whichever one you picked, I'm sure you'll be happy with. So that's that. Now we need to give away beer. So I have 8 free 12 packs from Athletic Brewing. And here's the way we are going to do this. So let's see, I need some help. How about Dina, you can help me. Dina, unmute yourself if you would.
Okay.
All right. So Dina, I'm going to ask you to pick at random 8 numbers from between 100 and 117, 118. So pick the first number, please, if you would.
111.
Okay, 111, hold on. So 111, that is team somebody left with the cup. So I'm going to email this gift card to the team captain of that team, and you can figure out what you want to do with your free beer. All right, next number, Dina.
102.
102, team Body Dynamics. So I'm going to send that team captain a coupon for free beer. Next number, Dina.
113.
Team Spay and Neuter. There you go. An important thing. 113. Somebody in your team is going to get some free beer. All right, next one, Dina.
101.
101. All right. The Pubio squad. Pubbio. I'm sure there's a meaning to it. I'm not going to try to guess. All right, they get free beer. Next number, Dina.
118.
Oh, I forgot there's not a 118. I lied.
Okay, 117.
170. Frosty Feet.
Okay.
That's a good one. Team Frosty Feet, you get free beer. All right. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 more, Dina.
106.
106. Hold on, I'm getting there. 106. Incognito. Incognito no longer. 106. You get free beer. I got 2 more, Dina.
115.
115 is PB&J. Who doesn't like a good one? They get free beer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, one more. Last one. Make it a good one, Dina.
103. Did I say that?
103. The third world.
Okay.
All right. So I just got these coupon codes from Athletic Brewing. literally like an hour ago, and I will email them out. I probably won't get to it till tomorrow or maybe Monday. But if you're on those teams, you get to fight over who gets a free 12-pack from Athletic Brewing. We're going to do this again next January, and I want to make it better. So so all the swag is going to ship on Monday. We're going to pack it up tomorrow. We'll post some pictures online so you can see like the chaos of trying to pack all this stuff up. I'm bringing everything to the post office on Monday. It will get to you maybe quick. It might take a little while depending on where you live in the country or the world. I am going to send a survey to all of you asking for feedback. So please, if you would take a minute to give some feedback, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. If you have any fun stories about the challenge that you want to share, that would be awesome. And then again, most importantly, like if there's stuff you didn't like it or have suggestions on how to make it better, please let me know that, because every time we do these things, we tweak it a little bit and try to make things better. So please send me that feedback and I will absolutely listen. We have lots of races this year. We have 17 in-person races. We start off March 13th if you happen to be in the DC area. And Brian was egging me on about maybe doing another virtual challenge. So I am eyeing one maybe for this summer. And I will let you all know if I get that together.
Blue Crab Bolt.
Blue Crab Bolt, yeah. So one of the things that I hesitate is like naming things the same as like the challenge versus the in-person races, just so people wouldn't get confused. But maybe it's not that big of a deal. I am thinking of August versus July this year, because August is like one of the months where like people are like, oh my God, like starting to dread to go back to school and stuff like that. So maybe August would be a good time to provide some motivation to each other. I don't know, we'll see. I think that's everything. I hope I didn't forget anything. I'm very grateful for everyone's support. Congratulations to everyone. I know that there was so many stories and experiences that happened that don't show up in the results, you know, because they're not numbers. So I hope you had lots of good memories from doing this in January, and I'm really happy you joined. So thanks, and have an awesome weekend and a great February. And I hope to see you in person at one of our races this year or at the next virtual challenge that we do. Sound good?
Well done, Andy. Well done.
Thanks, everybody. I really appreciate it. And
Thanks, Andy.
be good to each other.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Take care, Andy.
Thanks, Andy, man.
See ya.
Thanks, Andy. Have a good weekend.
See ya, everybody.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.
Go Washington Commanders.
They're gonna stomp on the Cowboys.
The blind squirrels will survive.
Maybe.
Come back to your beer, Brad.
Yeah. Joey, you got to go home, man. You're at work too late.
Yeah, tell my bride that. See y'all
Awesome.
later. What's up, Tuck?
Good to see you, Joey. Good to see the office there.
Congrats.
Go
Hey,
DC.
Brian.
June, you gotta
support.
show everybody your bicep, June. Come on.
Oh yeah, hey June.
Come
What's
on,
up?
June.
Oh, there it is. Oh,
One double.
see now it makes sense. Now it
Yeah,
makes sense.
definitely makes sense.
I think I missed the first 4 days. It was just one of those things. And I've done like 25 in the month of February. So I won't do any more unless you do a challenge. So
Well, I think you're good for a while.
Not fair.
All right, everybody. Thanks again for everything,
Thanks.
and have a good weekend.
Take
See ya.
care.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks, Andy. Take
Yeah.
it easy.
Take
See ya.
care.